My precious child, I am speaking to you right now, not to a crowd, not to whoever happens to be nearby. You, and I need you to hear what I am saying before the next thing pulls you away. Because the next thing will try. It always does. Not in a few minutes. Not when you finish what is in your hand. Now something in you slowed down when everything else was moving. You paused when you had no logical reason to pause. That was not a distraction. That was me. I moved something in your afternoon. I quieted the noise just long enough for my voice to reach the place in you that has not heard anything true in longer than you realize. And now that it has found you, I am asking you to stay. There are no accidents in my kingdom. None. The fact that these words are reaching you at this exact hour means I have been holding this, waiting for the moment when your heart was soft enough and your guard was low enough for truth to actually land instead of sliding off the surface of a busy day. You have had a great many busy days. I have been waiting at the edge of all of them, patient in the way that only love knows how to be patient, watching, holding what I needed to tell you, until the hour was right. So do not move. Give me the minutes it takes to hear this fully. What I am speaking concerns your life, the direction it is moving, and something I have been preparing for you that is closer than you have allowed yourself to believe. Declare your aim in the comments right now if you sense this moment was arranged for you. I know what your days have actually felt like. Not the version you report when people ask, the actual version, the one that lives in the quiet after everyone else has gone to bed. When the house is still, and the thoughts you kept at bay all day finally get the room to themselves. I know about the weight you carry that you have not found words to explain to anyone. Not because the words do not exist, because the people who would hear them are not the right ones to carry them. I know about the calculations you run at night when you should be resting. The ones where the numbers never close the way they need to. I know about the smile you wore at the table when something was collapsing behind your eyes, and no one in the room could see it. And you told yourself that was strength. I was in the room. I saw it. I see everything you cover. I know about the prayers that went up and seemed to go nowhere. The nights you said the words, and felt the ceiling, and wondered whether the ceiling was real. And I know about the morning you almost did not get up. Not because of the body, because of something deeper. The place where hope is supposed to live that had gone too quiet for too long. You got up anyway. I know what that cost. I was the one who made it possible, quietly, without announcement. The way a current holds something up from underneath without ever being seen. You have been surviving on less than you were built to carry. That is not a permanent condition. That is a season, and seasons turn. I also know about the ones who left when you needed them to stay, the people who were supposed to be the kind you could lean into and did not hold. I know about the betrayal you have not finished processing, the one that surfaces when you are not expecting it, when something small triggers the memory and suddenly you are standing back in that moment with the same exact feeling you had the first time. As if the healing never reached the bottom of it. You never came through any of that alone, even in the hours when you felt completely alone. I was there when it happened. I was there in every moment after, every quiet hour when it surfaced again, not watching from a distance present. In the breath you used to hold yourself together when the memory returned. And I know about the door. You know the one I mean. Not a physical door. The one in your thinking. The familiar thing that keeps finding you when your resistance is low, and your need for relief is high. The one that has never once delivered what it promised. And yet here it is again. You have stood at that door more than once. I am not standing over you with a record of what it cost you, but I need you to hear this before you stand there again. What is on the other side of that door is not rest. It is not the thing that will finally quiet the ache. It is the next version of the same weight you have been trying to put down for years. I have something better. I have been holding something better. That is why I stopped you today. Share this with one person you know is standing at a door they should walk away from. They need to hear it today. Now I need to speak to you about the silence, because the silence has been the hardest part of this season, and I will not move past it as though it was ordinary. You asked me for something. You asked clearly at a specific hour, with real faith. And then the silence came. Days of it, weeks, and then months. You kept coming back to what you believed, I said, holding it up against the ongoing quiet. and starting to wonder whether you heard me correctly. Whether you heard me at all, whether the voice you were so sure of was something you had built out of your own hoping. Here is what I want you to understand about that silence. In winter, a field looks like nothing. Ground flat, nothing moving. Someone passing who did not know what was underneath would call it empty and keep walking. But I know. I know what was planted and when. I have not stopped counting the days. The silence you have been living in was my winter working on you. Not absence, not neglect. Winter doing what winter does, which is the very thing that spring depends on. I have been down in the ground of your life doing the work that the surface cannot show until it is ready to show it. And now the ground is shifting. You cannot see it yet, but I have seen the whole of what I am walking you toward. It is not a smaller version of what you lost. It is not a consolation. It is something I designed for the person the waiting has been making you into. That person is more capable of carrying it. Say, "I trust you, Lord," in the comments right now, if you believe the waiting has not been wasted. I want to speak about what is happening in your body because your body has been part of this season in ways you have not fully named. The tension in your shoulders did not arrive recently. It moved in gradually the way a house guest becomes a resident, without anyone formally agreeing to the arrangement. You adjusted your life around it. You stopped noticing it was there because it had been there long enough to feel like you. The exhaustion that sleep does not fully touch is not a flaw in how I made you. It is what happens when a frame is asked to carry grief and fear and unresolved things for season after season without relief. I see where the stiffness lives. I know about the shallow breath. You have gotten so accustomed to that you have forgotten breath is supposed to come from deeper than that. I am speaking to those places now, not with noise, not with spectacle, with a peace that moves the way heat moves, quietly through everything it enters, reaching what fear has been feeding on and starving it, what tension has been gripping and releasing it. This is not something you manufacture. This is something that happens when you stop bracing. So stop bracing. You are not here to hold yourself together. You are here to be tended to. Those are different things entirely. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath find the floor of your lungs. Sleep is going to change for you. The hours between midnight and morning that have belonged to dread are being reclaimed. What the anxious nights have been stealing from you one dark hour at a time. I am giving back. There is a way to respond to what you are feeling in this moment, not with words only. A seed planted in the ground of this work, through the pinned comment below, is a seed planted in the ground of your own healing. It says, "I believe what I just received is real." It says, "I am not watching my restoration from a distance. I am participating in it. Whatever you place there in faith, I receive. And what I receive, I answer." Now I need to speak to you about the people around you, because some of what is disturbing your peace is not a circumstance or a habit. It is a person. And this is where I have watched many of my children go quiet, because this part asks something real. You have been measuring relationships by intention. You have been asking yourself whether someone means you harm, and when the answer is no, you have concluded their presence must be acceptable. But intention and fruit are two entirely different things, and I need you to start measuring the fruit. After time with this person, are your thoughts clearer or cloudier? Is your faith sharper or softer? Do you reach for prayer more easily the next morning? Or does something sit between you and the quiet place where we meet? Does the version of yourself you are when you are with them feel more like who I made you to be or less? I already know the answers to those questions. I am asking you to let yourself know them too. There are people you have been holding in your close places who belong at a distance now. Not because they are villains, not because you need an event to justify the space, because the season they were suited for is ending, and you have been carrying their weight into a season they were not designed for. That weight is not yours. You picked it up the way you pick up everything. Quietly, without being asked, telling yourself it was love. It was loyalty. I know. But what it has actually been doing is slowing your walking. I am making adjustments. Some voices are moving toward the edges of your life. Some closeness is cooling. Do not chase what I am allowing to shift. When I clear the atmosphere around you, it is not punishment. It is preparation. The people I am sending into this next season of yours are being prepared right now in places you cannot see. Some of them do not yet know your name. I know their name, and I am already walking them toward you. If you believe I am repositioning the people around you this season, leave the word shifting in the comments below. Let faith be louder than confusion today. There is a moment approaching, and I need you to know about it before it arrives, because it will not look like much when it comes. It will look ordinary, a conversation that starts simply, a choice that presents itself quietly, a thought that drops into an unremarkable afternoon. You will not feel the weight of it immediately. That is exactly what makes it the kind of moment I need to prepare you for. Underneath the surface of that moment, consequences are arranged that stretch further than you can see from where you stand. It is a hinge, not a door that announces itself as important, just a hinge. And hinges are small and quiet, and the whole direction of what follows turns on them. When that moment is in front of you, slow down. Do not let urgency borrow your answer before wisdom has spoken. Bring it to me first, not as a ritual, as a relationship, because I can see the whole of what that choice sets in motion, and I will show you what you need to see if you give me the pause. The voice of pressure grows louder when you stop. It escalates. It finds new reasons why delay is dangerous, new pictures of what you will lose if you do not move immediately. My voice does not do that. My leading stays steady when you pause, consistent when you wait. If a direction only makes sense while you are spinning, that is not my hand. What I send does not require your panic to survive your scrutiny. Remember that when the moment comes, if you are learning to tell the difference between my voice and the voice of pressure, let this be a moment to practice it. My voice says move when the peace holds, not when the panic peaks. If peace is holding in you right now, and something in you wants to respond to what I am speaking, the pinned comment is where that response can become a seed. A seed that moves ahead of you. A seed I tend. Now I want to speak about provision, because provision is part of what this season is releasing. And I want to remove the fear from that word before I say more. You have been living with a financial weight that has reshaped more than your account. It has reshaped how you walk into rooms. It has reshaped the quality of your hoping, slowly narrowing what you let yourself believe is possible. Because the distance between where you are and where you need to be has felt too wide to picture across. You have done the calculation so many times you run it automatically now, even when you are trying not to. I know the number you dread looking at. I know the way it sits on you before the day starts. I know what it has done to the size of your prayers. The provision that is coming does not move the way you are expecting. It will not arrive in one dramatic event that makes a clear story. A stream does not announce itself. It simply appears, and then it widens, and then it has always been there. What I give, I also sustain. I do not release something toward you, and then step back and leave it to chance. I guard what I open. A door is going to open that has been closed, and when it opens, it will not feel like luck. It will feel like it was always supposed to be that door. An idea is going to arrive in an ordinary moment, and it will feel placed, not generated. That is how I work, in the actual fabric of your life, not above it. My child, I am asking you to place a portion of what you have, something of real weight, upon the altar of this work, as gold laid on the scales of this calling. Let it be a seed sown into deep water, an offering set on stone, not held back in fear. This is proof that your trust rests in my hand to provide, and that your heart no longer clings to lack. What you release in faith does not leave your life. It moves ahead of you into the harvest I am preparing. If this word has reached something real in you today, and you want to act on that, the way to do it is in the pinned comment below. What you sow in a season of trust I receive as a declaration. And I do not receive declarations lightly. Now I need to speak to you about the old things coming up, because they are coming up. You have already felt them. Thoughts you were sure you had finished with. Memories from chapters you thought were fully closed, that rise without warning in the middle of an ordinary week. A feeling you believed you had outrun that finds you again when you least expect it, and sits down like it never left. You called that a step backward. I need you to stop calling it that. A tree does not go backward when new roots push through old soil. What is surfacing is not evidence that you never healed. It is an older layer asking for what the surface never reached. Light does not drive darkness back by shouting. It simply enters. What you bring honestly into the open loses the authority it had in the dark. So when these things come up, do not argue with them, and do not bury them again. Name them. Bring them to me. The moment a chain loses its hiding place is the moment it loses most of its strength. Your mind is also going to try to navigate this new season using old maps. New people will arrive, and your mind will route them through the template of the one who hurt you, and arrive at old conclusions before the conversation is even finished. New doors will open, and your mind will expect them to close the way the last ones did before you have even walked through. I am renewing your thinking, not your circumstances first, your thinking first, because new ground navigated by old charts is still old ground. You cannot live in what I am building while seeing it through the eyes of what broke you. When you catch yourself doing it, do not fight it. Pause. Come to me. I will show you what is actually in front of you. There is a weight settling on your shoulders in this season that is heavier than before. I need you to read it correctly when it arrives. It is not burden being dropped on you. It is trust being extended to you. A field that has lain fallow for a season is not given the hardest weather on the day it is replanted. The soil is tested, deepened, prepared for what it is being asked to hold. What I am placing on your shoulders is not more than I built you to carry. It is exactly as much as the season you walked through has been fitting you to hold steady stride. That is what I am asking. You are going to respond differently in this season than you have before. You will notice it in small moments first. A situation that would have lit something reactive in you will land without catching fire. You will hear yourself answer with a patience that surprises you, a patience that genuinely did not feel available a year ago. Someone will push and you will not push back. And later you will ask where that came from. It came from every quiet hour you gave to me when it was not convenient. I have been reshaping your responses from the inside, and the results are reaching the surface now. But hear this too. There will be one situation that arrives wearing familiar clothes. It will look like something you have navigated before. Your first response will be the old one, the one that belongs to the person you were before this season started. Do not follow it. That response belongs to someone who is no longer standing here. The moment the old reaction begins to rise is precisely the moment the pause matters most. Because in that pause a different road opens, a road that does not exist for the one who reacts without stopping. Take the pause. Something is going to break behind you in that moment. You will feel it release. Not with noise. The way a knot finally comes loose when it has enough slack. When something breaks in you like that, when the old thing loses its grip and you feel the release, that is the moment to plant something new in the space it leaves behind. Do not let the open ground stay empty, sow into it. The pinned comment below is where that seed goes. What you release in faith in the hour that something old releases its hold on you does not go unnoticed. I am watching for exactly that kind of offering. I want to tell you what I have been building while you were waiting. Not a smaller version of what you lost. Not a substitute made from what was left. I have been building something fitted to who you are becoming. Sized to the frame this season has been making, held together by what the long and difficult stretch has been putting into you. Earlier chapters are not better, chapters simply because they are earlier. The season that is ending was preparation. What is beginning now is the thing the preparation was for. Walk into it. What left you left for a reason. What stayed for a reason. Not every reason will be visible from here, but I am asking you to trust what I am writing before enough of the page turns to show you why the previous chapter had to end the way it did. That is what trust is. Not confidence in what you can already see. Confidence in me when you cannot see it yet. Like this video right now, if this word has reached somewhere real in you, leave a comment and type the word open if you are ready to receive what I have been preparing for this season of your life. Share it with one person who needs to be reminded today that silence was never absence and delay was never denial. Now receive this blessing I am speaking over every area of your life that this season has pressed on. May your provision arrive through channels you did not calculate at a timing that removes every question about whose hand opened the way. May what has been held tight in your body begin to release tonight. The tension, the shallow breath, the weight your frame has been carrying without being asked. May your sleep become the kind that actually restores. May the relationships I am preparing for this next season of yours step into view with a clarity that needs no explanation. May your purpose grow so plain that the confusion of these past years feels like another person's memory. And may every voice that told you it was too late, that the window had closed, that you had been passed over, lose its permission to speak in your life from this hour forward. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where I knew you would be at exactly the hour I knew you would be here, standing at the door of the season I have been building toward the whole time you were surviving the one before it. And I am on the other side of that door, not waiting with arms crossed, waiting with everything I have been holding for you. I do not begin what I will not finish. I did not walk you through the long, difficult stretch to leave you at the threshold of what it was preparing you for. What I started in you, I will complete. Not because you earned it, not because your faith held perfectly through every difficult hour, because I said so, because I am faithful, and my faithfulness does not carry a clause that excludes you. There is no fine print in my love that you have somehow already exceeded. You are mine, stand in that. Not the day that goes wrong, not the week that feels like regression, not the moment when old doubt surfaces and asks whether any of this was real. Answer it this way. I heard this. Something in me recognized it, and the one who spoke it does not lie, and does not abandon, and does not begin what he will not complete.